Good morning. Time now 11:02. Welcome. Good morning. Thank you for watching the weather now. We are going to break down today's forecast, today being a first alert weather day in detail right here. Going to show you what's going on right now. Actually kind of a little bit of a break in the activity. Your hour by hour forecast, why today's the first alert weather day. And then we're going to talk about improving conditions. Yes, I can promise here at least some improvement. Less rain in the first alert forecast looking into this weekend, beyond into next week. There's still going to be isolated stuff, but again, if we can get through today and parts of tomorrow, it's looking increasingly better. In fact, tomorrow the drying trend begins. But today is a first alert weather day because of more of the same. And that's been the problem, the staying power, the persistence with this weather pattern. We've seen rounds and rounds and rounds of rain every day. Not everyone has been soaked every day, but we've now seen kind of an accumulation of enough moisture in the soil to where whatever rain falls runs off very quickly. And with the possibility of storm clusters producing heavy rain today, as you can see in the scale, 4 out of 5, definitely a heightened risk of a heavy rain in localized areas. Where that occurs, it's going to run off very quickly, and we could see some localized street flooding. We've had dirt road issues inland, Bullock County especially. Some are undrivable, some impassable, and being washed out by some dam issues, pond dam breaks there in Emanuel County near Garfield, also in Bullock County. Your severe weather risks today, they're not zero, but they're low. Gusty winds possible with 1 or 2 storms, like the past, really last Friday has proven, as can happen this time of year. You get a storm interacting with a little boundary, a little shift in the wind at the surface, and they will want to spin a little bit. So the severe risk is low today. Right off the bat, I want you to know that. Primary reason for a first alert weather day today is because of heavy rain, possibility of that really slow evening commute, street flooding in localized areas. And then the secondary thing we're watching is for 1 or 2 storms to become strong. We're not forecasting widespread severe weather. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center is not even officially designating our area in a risk of severe weather, but we've seen this local environment. Of course, we know it pretty well here. WTOC, we're in the community that we're forecasting for, and we know the tricky things that can happen in these parts, and that's why we're going to be watching out for 1 or 2 storms to become strong. I'm going to get right to the questions coming in. Actually, while I'm loading that up, we're going to load the flash flood watch up. Also an update today, different than yesterday. The National Weather Service offices in both Charleston and Jacksonville have issued a flash flood watch in green. Every county shaded in green. So if your community is in a county shaded in green, I'm talking to you. You're under a flash flood watch. This is until 11 p.m. They have actually extended that south of the Altamaha, but north of the Altamaha River, that is until 7 p.m. So north of the Altamaha River, 7 p.m., south of the Altamaha River, 11 p.m. Basically, there are 2 different weather service offices. I expect after sunset, really after 9:30 or so, like the past several nights, we're going to see rain diminish. So this is kind of a technicality, but rain may linger a little bit longer south of the Altamaha. But really, this is now through dinner time, and then we're going to see conditions gradually improve overnight with the possibility of more isolated downpour Saturday morning, but not anything widespread nor something that is likely to produce any street flooding. So, getting to the comments, the questions coming in. Adrian wants to know how Statesboro's forecast is going to play out today. What time is it going to rain? Savannah bus stop time. You're talking about this afternoon. That's from Brandy Randall. Racing at OSP canceled because of weather. Too much rain in Pooler. We need the sun next Friday. I'll try for you. I can guarantee at least some sunshine next Friday. More coming up this weekend, but still a little bit of rain around. Hey, Anita. Hey, Tiff. Hey, Karen. Linda, thank you for watching. Linda, how's Montgomery County looking the rest of the day? You're not under a flood watch, but you will have scattered downpours in your area. I don't know if Montgomery County or your specific community specifically is going to get poured on, but you're going to have rain pretty close by, close enough to where I think it could impact some of your plans. You're going to at least see the clouds bubbling up. You may hear the rumbles of thunder, even if the rain is a little bit to your east, which it may focus here just a little bit to your east today, Montgomery County. You need to, the chance is high enough that you need to keep an eye on the forecast, get updates with the team or wherever you tend to pull your weather updates from. Amanda says, I may need to use a boat to commute in Bullitt County. It seems like we're all in that case. Brandy, 3 to 4 in Savannah. Yes. Okay. So questions coming in specifically. I've kind of given you the reasoning for the First Alert Weather Day. We can jump back to that in just a moment. And we actually did, our digital producers here and directors did post a comment with a link to a web article that I wrote with a lot of this information too. So if you can't hear us right now, maybe you're watching at a meeting at the office and you want to get an update, all you have to do is click on that link in the comment thread here, and it'll route you over to WTOC.com. More information there. Also a video in the WTOC weather app, which we have put in that web story. So basically, we're making sure you have all this information, and that's my advice to you today. Time now 11:07. Simply pay attention to the forecast a little more so than normal, as the risk for street flooding is a little bit heightened today. This is a forecast model, so questions about Statesboro, questions about 3 to 4 in Savannah, questions about Montgomery County. I can offer a more visual, a better answer, more specific outlook for you here with this forecast model. It's been doing pretty good so far this morning. At 11 a.m., notice how we're pretty quiet. Rain that soaked portions of East Chatham County, the low country now pushing into Charleston, the PD of South Carolina. Besides that, we're pretty quiet right now, not too much going on, but we will see more activity develop by 2:30. It's really scattered though. Notice how many areas aren't seeing much. Montgomery County, storms in your area, maybe not necessarily your part of the county, by 2 to 3 if this particular forecast model is correct, but it will be hit or miss out in your neck of the woods. Montgomery County, Toombs County, Emmanuel County, Millen Metter areas, Coffee, Jeff Davis counties, hit or miss. Not everyone's going to get soaked that far west. But off to the east, Statesboro, Hinesville, Screven, you're going to be watching the early afternoon to the mid-afternoon time frame as rain begins to flourish over your area. In fact, notice we have a couple big storms developing, heavy rain, frequent lightning, and this is the kind of activity that could produce the gusty winds, that low risk of severe weather by 4:30, primarily west of I-95. And if this forecast model is correct, really not including the city of Savannah, mainly well south and west of town, Brantley County, Pierce County area, portions of Long and McIntosh counties, Liberty County, maybe in Bryan County, also northern Jasper, Beaufort County, southern Hampton County, Colleton County. And notice how it's spotty. It's broken. It's not widespread, but where it's occurring, it's really heavy. And it could be causing some street flooding. And likely some dirt roads out in these vicinities are going to get really muddy, really wet, could have standing water and become impassable there, as we've seen in Bullitt County after this stretch of wet weather. So the exact placement of these storms may vary. May not be exactly over Townsend and exactly over Nahunta like this model is indicating. But it's going to give you an idea. West of I-95, mid to late afternoon, we're going to be watching for more storms. Fatima, thank you for watching. She says she's a heat hater. We're going to talk about that a lot on my Facebook page, WTOC Cutter Martin, so she loves the rain. And we could use a break, though, and I think we're going to have some in the extended forecast. I'll let you know more on that in just a minute. Nora, good morning to you. Let's see, Miranda, what time will in Hinesville will the rain be? I think after 3 o'clock, your rain chance is really going to begin to climb. I can't tell you exactly what time. Can't. I just can't. Wish I could, but can't. As far as specific neighborhoods, but I'm giving you a good window here and taking you back, I think early afternoon, 1 to 3, far western Swainsboro, Santa Claus, Baxley. I think the model's right here. You're going to be threatened first by some rain, maybe an isolated downpour around the area during that time. You got to see that trend there. Maybe an isolated pop-up, but the rain chances really get going just west of the I-95 corridor after 3. Here we are, 3:30. Storms really starting to fire up, including near Hinesville, Fort Stewart. And then going into the evening, 6 o'clock, it's kind of including the city of Savannah, but a lot of it is inland. Beaches, little quieter, but like yesterday, if you remember back to yesterday, watching the news yesterday evening with meteorologist Jamie Ertl, a lot of the activity was west of Savannah. And then throughout the evening, the news at 5, the news at 6, into 7, it got closer and closer to the city of Savannah and eventually did rain again on portions of the Savannah Metro. Good morning, Tori. Good morning, Megan. You're very welcome. Randy says today is going to be too much in Pembroke. Leave it in the sky. It's not up to me. You have a chance of heavy rain in Pembroke today, that's for sure, especially later in the afternoon, the early evening time frame. Sharon, at least it's not rain from a hurricane. That is very true. Remember, everything is relative, and it could always, no matter what we're talking about here in the weather now, could always be worse. On that note, though, if you have evening plans in the city of Savannah, it's going to be weakening by 8 to 9 o'clock, but that rain, again, trying to push back to the beaches. So you're not done beaches. You got poured on some of you earlier this morning, and you may get a little more, but I think you get a break this afternoon. And then you're going to get more. And those breaks are important because they allow any standing water to drain off, the watersheds to soak in the water, release the water. They go into their natural channels. That tends to limit the risk of flooding, so it would be worse if we weren't getting these big breaks in between the heavy downpours. But certainly a chance of rain. I-95 this evening. If you have date night plans, any evening plans, you have after sunset plans, then it could be a little bit damp out there, but activity gradually diminishing. So I think some folks are going to see actually less rain than what they saw yesterday. But because soils were so saturated and are so saturated by yesterday's rainfall, whatever falls today will run off more quickly. Today is a Friday. It's been a busy weather pattern. Also, many folks back in school, kiddos for the first time, parents having to pick those kiddos up, make plans for their children. So it's a day to, pay a little extra attention to the forecast. That's all we're doing here, alerting you to the possibility of weather that has a greater than average or greater than normal, even compared to the past several days, chance of impacting your plans. All right, Tom, thank you for watching. Thumbs up to you as well. Nicole says, what about tomorrow in Savannah? I will get to that extended forecast in just a moment. And Amelia says, why do we live in a rainforest? So first we're going to get to tomorrow. Rain threat, rain forecast, whatever you want to call it for the next 7 days. Greatest chance today out of the next 7 days. It's going to be pretty wet out there this afternoon. Saturday, there will be scattered rain. I know it says no worries, and when we say no worries, we mean the entire day is not going to be a washout. The day will not go down as a washout. Saturday, or I should say Sunday, Monday, there will be isolated storms around, plenty of dry time between the storms. You're going to at least see some decent period of sunshine, and the rain will be isolated. Some folks are going to remain absolutely dry Sunday. Some folks are going to remain absolutely dry Monday, but there will be a couple of storms popping up in typical southeast summertime fashion. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, rain chances begin to climb, but it's still typical stuff here. Isolated to widely scattered heat of the day downpours with heavy rain, yes. Thunder, lightning, yes. But coverage will be a little less than what we have had. So that's kind of the extended forecast. Let's see. Lori Black says she was at the Walmart in Pooler yesterday around 6 p.m. Looked like a monsoon out there. We waited inside and finally decided to make a run for it. It was super windy and very heavy rainfall. But it actually wasn't a severe thunderstorm. So that's just, kind of proof that it doesn't take anything severe to be really impactful. We had heavy rain yesterday, some breezy to gusty winds, but no widespread severe weather yesterday. Not expecting widespread severe weather today. 1 or 2 strong storms intermixed, certainly possible, but not necessarily expected or going to be widespread. TC Harrington, no tropical storms to watch, right? Nope. We're good to go. Nothing going on right now. We have another wave moving off the African coast, but it's surrounded by African dust, dry air and dust. Tropical systems hate that. Also wind shear, a lot of that across the Caribbean, portions of the Atlantic, the Gulf. Systems hate that. So not likely to develop. In fact, not forecasting any tropical development next 5 days. WTOC weather team or I should say nor the National Hurricane Center. So certainly that is good news, and that is the tropical update for you, TC. So Nicole, hopefully this answered your question. We do have scattered downpours. I think some early morning coastal showers, primarily inland, at least closer to I-95, points west from there. Scattered stuff your Saturday, but tomorrow still a little drier than today. Less coverage of rain. If you open up the radar at the same time today, 3 p.m., maybe 3 p.m. on your Saturday, you'll notice less rain around on Saturday than today, this afternoon. So with that in mind, First Alert Weather Day, ways that you can stay updated. The WTOC weather app, it's a great resource and really good information here. And we have the alert posted up top. If you had the app, you would have been alerted to that this morning. Also there on the bottom, we have, or a little bit below that, we have the video update. And temperature, remember, is about 80 degrees or so. So as you watch the temperature rise, that's the key on the temperature up at the top. As that gets closer to the mid to upper 80s, that's the time that you're going to start noticing more rain on radar. The heat in the atmosphere, it builds up, builds up, builds up. Clouds grow, grow, grow. You get showers and thunderstorms literally with a snap, as soon as you get to the upper 80s or so. So as you watch the temperature, keep that that in mind. Hour-by-hour forecast, any alerts, if there is any flooding today, we'll keep you updated there. Hour-by-hour forecast, and a way to stay updated is just to make sure that your alerts are turned on. So a key here, see where it says WTOC alerts. If you have that in green or on, that ensures that you get video updated forecasts with our little notes, kind of a summary of what's going on, what we're talking about there in the app. But also today, make sure severe alerts are turned on just in case 1 or 2 storms do become strong to severe, and your precipitation and lightning alerts. This is a good idea. Of course, we don't want kiddos using their phones or smartphones during school, but if they have lightning and precipitation alerts turned on, they'll be alerted to storms impacting their route home as they walk home from school via the WTOC weather app. So, want to give you one last update. Time now 11:16. Let's go outside, showing you what's going on right now. Again, it is pretty quiet out there, looking pretty right now. WTOC, Safe Touch Security, Hilton Head Island, Skycam, looking pretty good. We did have heavy rain in that area earlier today. Poured on Hilton Head Island this morning, Tybee Island as well, Beaufort County. But right now it's a mix of sun and clouds. We're actually seeing some sunshine out there, allowing those temperatures to warm back up. And jumping back to radar right now, just kind of showing you what's going on. To put this simply, there is not much. It is mostly dry. I think we're going to get through lunchtime, mostly dry. Some sprinkly type light shower activity up into Jenkins County, Candler County, Northern Bullock County, Evans County, Tattnall County, Wayne County, portions of the Bacon County, Alma area. And then there's more rain, I-75, Macon, Warner Robins, kind of the junction there, 16 and 75. But we'll see this radar fill in a little bit through the afternoon. That's what we're waiting for. Again, we're purely in a wait and see, a watch mode here to see how heavy the rain is. It develops later today. If it's heavy, it's a little more widespread. Of course, first alert weather day, street flooding may be a bigger issue. If we can keep it west of Savannah and primarily isolated, we may be a little bit better off. So we'll be keeping you updated here. And again, the forecast, I just want to answer a few more questions coming in before I sign off. Thank you for watching, Christine and Serana. Hopefully I pronounced that name correctly. Jeannie, absolutely more showers, thunderstorms in the forecast. Mark says, why do clouds disappear in the morning and build right back up? Well, the low clouds in the morning, again, that's kind of fog. As the temperature heats up, the air mixes and it kind of rises and mixes. So the temperature and the moisture profile from the surface up to the top of the clouds gets disrupted. So the low clouds burn off, the sunshine comes, and different clouds form. These aren't low fog clouds. These are going to be cumulus clouds that grow taller, and then they eventually produce showers and storms. So that's kind of a simplified version, I guess. If you have any more questions, whether it's about today's forecast or about anything weather, you can head over to my Facebook page, WTOC Cutter Martin. I want to remind you, if you have any more in-depth weather questions, if you have any desires to tour the Storm Chaser, the WTOC weather team will be out in Lyons today. And we will be at Lassiter Equipment in Lyons, technically Santa Claus, but Lyons kind of in that vicinity. 4 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. The Storm Chaser will be there, and meteorologist Andrew Gordon. I'm going to be out there as well, answering any weather questions you may have. So we'll be keeping you updated on all facets of the forecast. Meteorologist Jamie Ertl going to be in here very soon, and we'll be doing the weather at noon. Time now is 11:19, almost 11:20. Your next check of the first alert forecast coming up at noon. You don't have to be in front of a TV to watch it. You can stream the forecast, WTOC News and weather apps. Have a great Friday.